Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 20 of the Brazilian Jiu-jitsu Hour. My name is Stefanis Kokis, as always, and with me I have Cody Tuttle, who doesn't have a camera this week. So, ladies, I'm sorry you won't get to see his beautiful face.
I'm hiding today.
And Michael Mijas, the Golden Greek. So, what's up, guys? What's been going on?
Well, I broke my computer.
Nothing. Yeah, you broke your computer. I don't know how that happened. I still think it's something you're not pressing right. I think it's something you're not pressing something right.
You know, normally
this is coming from a computer literate person.
I turn on my computer, I wait for Stefanos to call me, I hit the answer button, and everything works. It's worked for 19 episodes without fail. I didn't do anything different. Shit just broke on me. I don't know.
This is our 20th episode, so that's 5 months.
That's a long time.
Yep.
That is 5 months in.
People date for shorter times and get engaged.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm not that dumb.
So the World Cup is going on that everyone likes to talk about, which I know nothing about soccer. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I thought is the World Cup every
4 years?
Is it like
I
the
think
Olympics? Is it?
it's off. It's on the. It's in the off years of the Summer Olympics, I think, because the Summer Olympics have a soccer part too.
So it's not every year?
No, it's every 4 years.
See, if I had to have guessed, I would have thought it was every year. That's embarrassing.
Nah, if it was every year, that'd get a bit tiring.
I thought it was like the Olympics every 4 years.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is every 4 years.
Yep, it's like always. It's always the same time as Winter Olympics, because if it was summertime, then you would have two international teams. You would have like the Olympic international team, and then you would have the World Cup international team.
So then the World Cup would be like a B league to the Olympics.
Maybe.
And that would be shitty.
Maybe. I'm not sure how many of the World Cup players care about the Olympics. So.
Yeah. There isn't a whole lot of crossover between like Olympic soccer players and World Cup soccer players.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
See, the only reason I know that there is that is because Greece is playing this Saturday. So a bunch of my Greek friends told me, hey, you're watching the game Saturday, and I was like, what game?
Desktop.
I didn't even know.
Or TV.
But it's in Brazil, so that's the big talk. It is in Brazil.
Brazil's on fire right now.
Oh, they are?
They won't show you the protests going on, but
no, the country's on fire.
Yeah, the country itself is on fire, but they won today 3-1
I heard
against
they're
Croatia.
protesting because the state spent all the country spent all this money, and they don't have it like for poor people and spend it all on the I call it on the Olympics, World Cup.
When you win the bid for the World Cup, you get a ton of money to build stadiums and the area around the stadium. So that's what the whole thing is about, because they built up all the areas, but then the poor are still poor and hungry. So
did they really expect the stadium to be built in one of the favelas of Rio?
I don't know.
For sure.
Oh no.
Speaking of Rio, Hillary and Leo Lefay that own Clarion MMA, they were in Brazil for 2 weeks, and they told me they visited a bunch of gyms there. And did you know in Brazil that there is a different way of tapping than we tap here?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. If you tap the person once, you're telling them that they don't have the move tight enough. Correct.
Wow.
And you're supposed to tap the mat extremely hard. And if it's a higher belt, you're supposed to tap the mat like really, really hard when you get caught. Like obnoxious, like that.
Is that to let everybody know that you just got tapped?
I guess
attention to it.
I guess a couple times they tapped a couple people lightly on the leg, and it was almost like a form of being like douchey, like just tapping, like, hey, you don't have it good enough, or you're not doing it right, like. So, isn't that weird?
That's different. I've never heard that.
Yeah, you have to tap the mat like really, really hard, and the higher belt, like harder you tap the.
That is weird.
I don't know.
Was that in every gym that they visited, or was it only in like some of the?
Some of the gyms.
Okay.
But I've never heard that in any gym in America, and I've been to a lot of gyms. I've never heard of any gym where pretty much you tap the guy and it's okay. Stop.
Yeah. Did they do the Connection Rio? Is that how they got down there?
No,
No?
they did their own thing. They rented a hotel in Copacabana.
Copacabana. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty sweet.
And
I think if I was going down, I'd have to do the Connection Rio, just because of the ease of getting down there, and just the access to all the local jiu-jitsu. That I don't know. Have you guys seen any of the videos from Connection Rio or know anything about it?
I've heard of it.
no, I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's Isaac Greeley went down with a couple guys, and he did the Connection Rio, and he really liked it. It was started by an American guy, so it's super accessible to to anyone. So I think if
And also what they said jiu-jitsu there is for rich people.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Is that crazy? Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard a couple say that jiu-jitsu is for rich people in Brazil. It's not it's not for everyone. Which is weird.
I can kind of see that. I mean, it certainly you're gonna in different areas, in different cities, it's gonna cater to different people or even different gyms. But I mean, shit's not cheap. Especially in like New York City, you're gonna pay over $100, over $150 for a month of jiu-jitsu. That's not.
Yeah, but this
expensive.
is Brazil. This is Brazil we're talking about. This is
The motherland.
This is like a third. Yeah, this is like they're extremely poor area. I'm sure there are places where people, but they did say that there is basically a jiu-jitsu gym every corner.
So with it being so widespread, how do they keep it for rich people then? If there's so much access to it.
Because just to walk in, like they went to De La Riva's gym, and 1 hour to train per person was $35 for 1 hour.
Now, if it was if it was a gym somewhere that the guy wasn't as well known, do you think it would have still been as expensive?
Yeah, they made them pay a gym that wasn't that big. They made them buy a whole month membership for 2 weeks, which was $140.
Jeez.
It's definitely not. But I guess a lot of tourists go there for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So it's
So they're making bank.
Right.
yeah. So they're making bank.
Maybe
And-
people
and
should
another
protest
thing
the jiu-jitsu gyms.
They said that their favorite gym was Checkmat's gym. They said Checkmat was. They went to like 10 different gyms. So their favorite one was Checkmat's gym. So I'll get him on the show one day so they can tell it to you live. But he was telling me that De La Riva's gym, De La Riva only teaches from 4 to 5, and that's all he does. He just comes 1 hour a day. It's from 4 to 5, $35 to train, and I guess he went like 1 minute late and they locked the door. And somehow he got lucky. His wife was in there, his kids were there, and they let him in. So it's an interesting story.
So
But I'd be pissed. Pay $35 and not be able to get in.
So if you're a minute late, you're out. That's it.
Yeah. I guess this class is a little strict. But they did
That's
say that
pretty
all
serious.
the classes wherever they went was packed. And they said that every blue belt they rolled with felt like a black belt. And they said all the black belts were just annihilating them. And another thing they said that they don't like all the new stuff. They don't like barambolos. They don't like any of that worm guard stuff. They don't like any lapel grabbing. They're very against it in the motherland.
I used
that's
the worm guard for the first time on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, how was it?
It was okay. I didn't really know. I mean, my knowledge is very limited. I watched one video, so that's about all I know. I know what the position is. I just kind of ended up there, or I saw the opportunity to get there, so I thought I'd try it, and I just got there, and I just kind of like off balanced the guy, and came up on top. It was interesting. It was using the lapel to twist everything up. It was kind of neat.
Do you think you would add it to your game?
I don't know. I was just having fun. I don't really have a game right now. My game is avoid injury, and
That's not the game. Avoid injury.
yeah. So
I just want to roll and be able to go home half limping.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't really have a game right now. So adding it to my game would be pretty easy.
That's cool. What else was I gonna say? Fuck, I was gonna say something else about the. Oh, there's a white belt that put a video online on how to defeat the worm guard. It's pretty interesting. It's actually I tried it today. It's pretty interesting. It's like once the guy De La Riva's that lapel, you roll over his leg, and it's actually a back take. It's like a barabola from there. It's
Really?
pretty sweet. So, yeah, it's
That's
pretty.
pretty cool.
It's on the. It was on I Love BJJ. It was a bunch of things. It's a white belt 14-year-old kid actually
Really?
from Australia. Yeah, which
Pretty
is
cool.
really which is why you can learn something off anybody.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just because he's a white belt, I mean, it's a a relatively new position. Keenan just started kind of using it at a high level recently. Just because the guy's a white belt doesn't mean that he couldn't have been messing around, drilling some stuff, experimenting, and then you know just because he's not a black belt doesn't mean it's not going to have merit.
And that's a problem. I think a lot of people get hung up on like they can't learn off someone with a lower belt, which I think is a big mistake. Because I learned a lot of stuff off beginners
Yeah.
and white. I mean, honestly, I learned some of the best stuff off blue belts. I learned
I
a lot of good stuff off blue belts that have been training for a while. They come up with some really unique things. It's amazing. But even like white, I mean, I learn off. It's crazy. I learn off everybody. You just have to keep an open mind. You can't sit there and be like, he's that color belt, so I'm gonna close my mind off. You have to leave your mind open.
I watched a video of those twins at the Mendez Brothers Academy. I think their name's like Rotolo or Rotolo. They were
Yeah.
like they were like 13 or 14. I mean, young kids, and they were drilling something. And I watched what they were doing, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like that would work." And they're like
Hmm.
10. Like I was like, I can't believe I just learned something from a 10-year-old that these two
Yeah.
kids figured out in their
Isn't that
in their
crazy?
living
Yeah.
room. Yeah, I mean it really
And they
is
talk. And
anybody.
those kids talk like BJJ adults. Like
Yeah,
if you hear their interviews, yeah, it's crazy how they talk. Like,
yeah, because they had like a super fight at one of the 5 grappling events, and they did like a short camera interview. Now one of them kept screwing up. They showed the outtakes, and it was pretty funny. It looked like he was pretty
mhm,
nervous, but they were both like you could tell they both take it pretty seriously, which is
yeah,
which is really awesome and kind of crazy to see
yeah,
somebody that dedicated at such a young age.
yeah. I hope my sons are like that. I hope my sons are like that. My
I
wife is gonna
saw a
kill me.
uh, I saw a thread on the underground this week about raising a child to love grappling. Did you see that by any chance? Since you were talking about it.
No, but I get a lot of. I've gotten some heat
Yeah.
for the way I teach my kids jujitsu. So,
I didn't even bother reading it because I don't have a kid or anything. But I was just wondering, what's your plan? What's your long-term plan to raise a kid to love grappling? Because I mean, obviously you can't force them to do something they don't want. So how are you gonna let it happen organically?
I'm trying. Well, I'm trying to let. I try to expose them to. I've been taking them now practice once a week, and we do a little jujitsu here at the house, and I'll just show him a couple videos. I'll show him like the Meow Brothers. I'm like, look at this. What do you think? This is cool, and he'll look a little bit, and then he's only 4 years old, and he'll look away. And his little brother's about to be 2. I try to. I actually have them both wrestle with each other too sometimes here at the house. I have him, and I like, I'm like, try to pull guard, try to get on top, try to sweep him, I do like little takedowns with him. But I try not to overdo it. I don't want them getting to the point where they hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to. So I've been taking them now to next level once a week to practice, but I'm slowly. I don't want to be that parent that goes all out, that puts them in wrestling, jujitsu, and
You
and
don't
then
want to
by
be
the
that
time they're
parent at
9,
Slippery Rock.
yeah,
You don't want to be
no,
you don't want to be the
definitely,
parents at the kumite.
Well,
no, I
did
don't.
you
I
did
won't.
you forget about the guy that almost
I remember that
tried to
guy,
fight? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody wants to be that guy.
angry guy.
No. But I've noticed a lot of young guys. A lot of young guys that are into jiu-jitsu. They don't do it later in life, which is I don't want that to happen to my sons. Now I hope that my sons are like the Meow Brothers and they're like, hey, this is all we want to do. I'm like, awesome.
Like your
That'd be
sponsor.
Now their mother on the other hand is worried about the ears.
So
That's what she's worried
if
about, their
they
ears. She's cauliflower ears.
if they graduated high school and they wanted to pursue jujitsu like professionally, and given the state of jujitsu right now, and there's still no money in it. What would you say if they
I
wanted to skip college?
I would support it 100%,
That's pretty.
and that drives my wife crazy. It drives most parents crazy. I don't know. It's just I have such a deep love for the sport.
Yeah.
the art, the sport.
Yeah.
How could I tell my kids not to do something that I wish I could do at 18? That I wish I could just be like, you know what? Guess what? I want to go. I'm gonna go compete in every IBJJF. I'm gonna go compete in every world, everything. It's just.
I wish I would have done that instead of college.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think that you necessarily need to go to college at this point to become successful. I've seen too many people that it's done the exact opposite. You end up in $100,000 worth of debt, and you really don't have much of a job market in front of you. And
and driving a Scion.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said that. I have no idea why I just said that.
Hey, Scions are alright.
I have nothing against Scions. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why I said that. I have nothing against Scions. I don't know what the fuck I just.
And I'm saying
Go ahead.
Isn't the necessarily the best option is somebody that went to 8 years of college, and I'm all for it. It's just definitely not for everybody. So
if I can go back, I wouldn't do it again.
I hope that your children both pursue jiu-jitsu professionally. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love that, and I hope my wife never hears this because she wants them to be doctors and lawyers. And hey, I want them to be doctors and lawyers too, but if they wanted to become, professional jiu-jitsu players, they would have my support 110%. So maybe I'm not your average father. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe some people I wouldn't be a good father by saying that. I don't know. I just feel that jiu-jitsu, they could go. If they're that good, they can go teach in every big school. They can make videos. They can compete. If they, even if my kids want to fight MMA, I have nothing against that either. I have, I can't tell my kids not to do something that I did and I liked. So I can't really tell them that it's bad. Don't do that. So it's just.
I keep trying to get my cousin to put her son in. She's like, he's going to play basketball like his dad, but I'm like, put him in wrestling.
I just got a text message that said if our kid wants to skip college to be a jiu-jitsu hero, his ass is grass. So I guess I can
put that dream to the best.
That one's done. That one's done for. Speaking of going somewhere and teaching, I heard that Cam Knight from Huntington is going to be going to Abu Dhabi to teach jiu-jitsu for a while. Doing part of that Emirates sports program. A guy from Huntington told me that. So, congrats to him. That's pretty awesome. And if that's
awesome.
And if that's inaccurate, I apologize. I should have verified my sources before repeating the rumor mill.
That's all right. Yeah, I saw that. I saw they had posted if you were a brown belt or above, they were going to hire.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that pays.
I don't know. The experience itself has to be worth more than the money that you're getting, and as long as they're paying for room and board, feeding you, place to sleep, it's about all you can ask. I mean that's enough right there. I would think as a professional jiu-jitsu hero, as my fiance put it.
Yeah, I definitely. What about you, Stephanie? If you had kids, would you let them become? At 18-year-old they said, "Guess what? This is what our life is going to be: jiu-jitsu. We're going to become professional jiu-jitsu fighters." Would you
I'd
be
let
okay
them.
with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I hope. I'm going to be honest. I was raised by a single mother that knows how to do judo throws without ever taking judo, and I don't know how she learned or where. But
Nice.
if I have a daughter that does the same thing, I will encourage it 100%. If I have a son, I'll do it too. But if I have a daughter one day, she's definitely going to be a fighter.
I think I would do it with a disclaimer. I think I would say I would give them I would give them a time limit.
Yeah.
Say, you could do this until I'll support this until you're 21, 22, something like that. Give them like 4 years to go at it. There's nothing stopping you from going back to school. Or starting at the age of 22. See where you can take it. If you haven't won a world championship at that point, then it's probably not going to happen, and we're going to come up with your plan B. So that's probably where I would be. That's
where I would go with that too. No, after them like 2 years of doing jiu-jitsu from 18 to 20, and they're still pulling bronze medals, I'm like, hey, it's time to
pack it in.
Better bring daddy silver and up, or I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good way to go about it. I mean, and honestly, it's as good as any plan is going to be right now. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Here, well, let's ask my son, Thano, come here. Let's ask him if he likes jiu-jitsu. Come here. She's gonna sit him down here. We're gonna ask him right now if he likes jiu-jitsu.
It's past his bedtime, right?
That's summertime. We let him party here at the house.
I just got 2 more text messages that said, "Cody, no, are you insane?" This is a hypothetical scenario. You know?
Yeah, but think about it. What if they dead serious?
Yeah.
Maybe as a father, I'm saying yeah, but maybe inside I'm still a little scared about their future. But if they love something that much and their brain is that mature at 18 to say, hey, this is what I want to do professionally. This is what I want to do to make a living. Maybe they're onto something.
Yeah.
And ultimately we're the ultimate coaches. We're as parents we're the ultimate. Now's the time to lay the foundation. If we're gonna.
I still haven't picked up on. As I say, I still haven't picked up on the Mijas method of laying and then suddenly someone's tapping out in whatever guard you decide to throw up.
No, I'm not going to teach them my lazy jiu-jitsu. They're going to learn.
They're going to learn real jiu-jitsu.
They're going to learn real jiu-jitsu. Actually, I don't show them any. I show them a lot of takedowns, which is amazing. I show them a lot of takedowns, a lot of throws and takedowns, and a lot of top stuff. I try not to make them lazy.
So, had you thought about putting him in wrestling or anything like that?
See, I did think about that, I'm gonna expose him. I've taken him to a couple wrestling tournaments. All my buddies' kids wrestle, and he seems to like it. But I just, next year he's only 4. I think at 5 they open a wrestling camp. I'm gonna take him to it if he likes it. If not, he likes the box. He likes the box a lot.
That's cool.
He likes to punch a lot because he punches me in the face all the time.
Well, it's a good thing it's not karate.
Yeah. No, there's no karate in this house. That's a no-no.
Yeah. Boxing and jiu-jitsu, it's a good combination.
Now, if he wants to do boxing, I'd let him do boxing. The only thing I don't like about boxing, that most people I know that box, that are my age now, make no sense when you talk to them. They make very, very little. I can't comprehend them. And people that even seem like they're normal, if you talk to them for a while that used to box, I think boxing really takes a big toll on your body.
Yeah.
It's everyone that I know boxes is a little off.
It's just too much. Especially if you're, if you're not going to be a professional boxer, doing hard sparring too often is just far too detrimental to, everything. If it's affecting your speech, affecting the rate at which you're able to process information, it's just too much of a risk. Really not that much reward. It's fun, but hit the heavy bag a couple more rounds.
Yeah, it's
too much politics too.
Yeah,
they do get paid a lot better than MMA fighters.
They definitely get paid a lot better. I do a lot of the boxing events in West Virginia. I work as a ring inspector. And, I do the weigh-ins for the pro fights and stuff like that. And the contracts are always a lot higher. Even for some of the guys that are, just filling the undercard. It's more than any of the local guys that are headlining or making. It's not uncommon to see it making over $1,000 for a 4-round fight.
Yeah, that's pretty. Speaking of money and tournaments, Dustin Ware posted for the AGC. The black belt is I'm bringing it. I think $650.
Is this in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull it up right now since we're talking about money and competing. Of course, now my phone won't work.
Well, while you're looking that up, at his June 21st tournament, the fastest submission will win a free spot to the Cyborg seminar.
That's badass.
Yeah, so he's giving away 8 free entries, and the Cyborg seminar is on July 12th. The submission-only tournament in Columbus is June 21st. So the fastest submission in purple belt and above, blue belt, white belt, the female gi division, the female no gi division, and then beginner, intermediate, and advanced no gi. So those 8 divisions, fastest submission in each of them, you get a free entry to the Roberto Cyborg Abreu seminar on July 12th.
You're on top of your shit today.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're on point. Okay, it is $650 is the black belt open, $400 for the brown belt open, $200 for the purple belt open, $100 for the blue open, and $300 for male no-gi open. For the female, it's $100 female white, $200 female blue purple, $150 female no-gi open. And all the black belts can compete for free.
It's a lot of money.
That's
a lot of money
for that is a lot of money for a local tournament. That's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna get the podcast of that, which is gonna be awesome. And we're also doing the cancer awareness one.
July 26th.
July 26th.
JT Torres will be there.
And there's going to be open mat afterwards. And we are going to be rolling afterwards, which is going to be awesome.
If you can call it that.
Oh,
there's going to be a line for JT.
Yeah, it's going to be
the Injured Reserve podcast
is
going to be giving it the best shot.
I'm ready. Come and beat me. I'm ready. Come down and beat me.
We'll tap the mat as hard as you'd like us to.
Yes. Respectfully. Let's be in Brazil.
How'd you guys like my top secret conditioning methods?
Yeah. What was that? What kind of game was that?
It's called Pump It Up. It's like DDR, but it has diagonals instead of up, down, left, right.
So it's more intense.
Not really. It feels like you're running more, but I had already been playing for like 2 hours at that time. At 9 in the morning. So
what time was that?
It was like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and I had only slept about 20 minutes in my car. So I was like, I'm gonna go in and play, and I ended up being there for 2 hours just playing songs.
Now, speaking of other sports that we're oblivious to, the NBA Finals is on right now.
I think the NHL Finals is on too, but
is it really?
I think so. I think I saw or maybe like
I
the
follow
conference
no
finals.
other sports. I follow no other sports but jiu-jitsu. I follow a little football. I'm not gonna lie. I follow a little football, and if the Cleveland Indians are doing really, really good, I'll watch the playoffs of the Indians. Or if the Cavaliers are doing really good, I'll watch like the playoffs. Not really watch. I'll like at the end if they're about to win, I'll check in. But that's about it. But and the good thing is Cleveland's never really good at sports, so I really don't watch any sports.
Well, a few nights ago, the Spurs put up like 70 points in the first half, which is ridiculous, and they had like a 75% shooting percentage.
That's really high.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
That's about twice the average.
Yeah, so they did pretty well. Also, for those not in the technology know, E3 was this week, so all the video game stuff. Talking about everything but jiu-jitsu. It's a little weak.
That's okay. I used to watch hockey, but I stopped watching hockey in 2004, and then they had like 2 strikes, so that was stupid, and that kind of killed it for me. I watch a little bit of basketball. My brother plays college basketball, so I like watching his games. That's about it.
That's kind of cool.
I watch. He plays for Wheeling Jesuit, so
nice.
It's a D2 school here in Wheeling.
How tall is he?
He's about 6'1", 6'2". He's a. I don't even know what position he plays. he's not the point guard. He's not the center.
Is he a goalie? Is he?
He's something on the side of the court that shoots 3-pointers because he's really good at that. So he's about 3 inches taller than me. We look nothing alike. Our builds are so different. It's really weird.
You should watch me dribble basketball. It is.
Oh God.
It's very cavemanish. It's very.
I'm only slightly more coordinated than that. I never played basketball ever in my life.
Yeah, I can't. I can't. I look ridiculous with basketball.
I'm glad I found jiu-jitsu because I can just lay there and still be effective.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a.
I'm waiting for another text message to get to you, Cody.
Your kids will play a real sport, not jiu-jitsu, Cody. I'm just letting you do it for now.
I don't know. It's okay. So we've discussed all the sports this week.
Yes, we did. We discussed every single sport there is. So,
except curling.
Except curling.
You still want to be on the Olympic curling team?
Oh yeah, definitely. 2018, Pittsburgh's going to represent America.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, the tournament. Darren Branch wrote that it's also Darren Branch's birthday today. Happy birthday, Darren Branch.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
CLE. He posted that he was down for the black belt tournament.
Hopefully we get more black belts this time.
And you know what match I'd like to see at the AGC? I'd like to see Darren Branch and
Isaac. Yep.
I
knew that was coming.
I think that would be an awesome match. It'd be Ohio versus Pennsylvania. I think they're both lighter guys. I'd like to see that matchup stylistically. I think it would be I think everyone would like to see it. I think people from Ohio would like to see it. People from Pennsylvania would like to see it. And if you watch any other game, it would be awesome to see. I'd like to see that. I like to see that. What we said last week was Shannon Alexander and
Robbie.
I'd like to see that. You have any other matches you'd like to see in Pittsburgh? Some local. Don't be afraid to call anyone's name out.
Mike Mihas versus
Rob Sullivan.
Anybody.
Against who?
Rob
Sullivan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get triangle choked. I don't want to get inverted triangle choked. He did that to me rolling this week. I was this close to biting his calf when he did it.
He did it to everybody in Morgantown.
Yeah, he does it to everybody in practice. It's his new go-to move, and I will bite his calf next time and affect him.
That's why you work your shoulders until they're too big to triangle, and then he can't do it.
Were you guys at the rule meeting at the Morgantown tournament when Dan Swift asked if specifically if biting wasn't allowed?
I know. I hear that part.
At the end of the rules meeting, they asked if there were any questions, and he raised his hand and said, "Biting is not allowed at this tournament, correct?" and the backstory behind that is, I think it was 2011.
Yeah.
But he said that Noah DeVore bit him when he was like trying to guillotine him or something like that. I can't really remember, but it created a big fuss, and then he certainly hasn't forgotten it.
There's someone I'd like to see at the AGC. I'd like to see Noah go against. I wonder who he could go against.
He's a tough dude.
That is a tough son of a bitch. That kid is strong. I'm trying to think who. I want to start calling out some matchups for the AGC. So
trying to get people to show up, huh?
I just want to see some. I just want to call some good matches. I want to call some. I definitely like to call Darren Branch and Isaac Ridley. That would be a awesome match. I think that would be
me versus Andre.
I like to see that too. You and Andre. Let's see that. What about you, Cody? We got to get you back in there. You'd be healthy by then.
I don't think so. I think I'm far from healthy. I still want to see Todd Bevan grapple Mike Wilkins, and I tried to make that happen for Morgantown, but Wilkins fights in 2 days, so it was too close to his fight. That's something that I'd like to see it in the gi. I know Todd just got his brown belt, but Wilkins is a purple belt, and they're both very accomplished professional fighters. So I mean, gi, no gi, whatever. It's something that I'd like to see.
Speaking of Todd, he won the absolute tournament, and I'm really impressed with his jiu-jitsu, his no-gi jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see him step up and do like a Worlds or something. I think he would go pretty far, especially in the brown belt division. I think he would go really far. He seems like he has his jiu-jitsu becoming a complete package. I personally like to see him, do something big, like on the world stage. What do you think about Cody? You train with him. What do you think about that?
I think I'd like to see him do no-gi pans.
Mhm.
I think that would be like the most feasible big league attempt for him, because obviously travel is going to be an issue. Getting together $2,000 to get to California is no small task. And I think I'd really like to see him do the no-gi pans.
Speaking of, I'd like to see him maybe go against either Shannon or Robbie. I think that would be I think that would be an interesting match. That would be There's another interesting match right there that I'd like to see. I'd like to see that. That's You might want to whisper in his ear about the agency, and I think he would. I think he could win that $400 brown belt open. What do you think about that?
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too.
He's a hard-working guy, so anytime good things happen for guys that are working hard, it's always nice to see.
Yeah, I definitely like to see that. I'm trying to think. What about we got any big female grapplers in the area? Who are the big female grapplers in the area?
Anna Burdett from Morgantown got second at Worlds at Blue Belt.
Nice.
That's probably a first for West Virginia. I'm not sure if there are any other West Virginia grapplers that have medaled at Worlds. If anyone out there listening knows of anybody, feel free to correct me. But I would assume that she is the first medalist from West Virginia.
That's awesome. Congrats to her. That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
What about Stephanie? You been training? Did you go train this week?
No. I had a situation at home that caused me to move quickly, so I'm kind of displaced in terms of training right now. I'm in East Liberty in Pittsburgh. So
I heard that he was going to start making the trip down to Wheeling on Tuesday nights to join my class.
How long would that take you to drive here, Stephanie's?
I don't know. It might take like an hour.
Probably about an hour.
That's not bad.
Morgantown, not Wheeling, right?
That's right. They are two different cities.
I don't know how long that would take. It would take about an hour. So.
And Cody, you said you have people that already drive an hour to come train with you. So
yeah, I'm gonna try and get him to pick you up on the way.
All right.
Maybe you guys can carpool and.
Yeah. Occasionally, I have a friend that comes down from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, which is like an hour and 40 minutes. So like probably about 30 minutes north of Pittsburgh, I believe. So he comes down, and if you guys can meet up somewhere, you'll have a free ride.
That'd be nice.
It's crazy. I'm always in Beaver Falls for work.
Really?
I'm always by there for work. It's crazy. I'm always in that area.
I'll have to get him your contact information so you can stop by and do a little bit of training.
Do they have a gym?
Mm-hmm. You were there once.
I was?
Yeah, you were at some shitty jiu-jitsu tournament.
Oh God.
I love listening to you.
You should have known that
rage about this.
Hey, if you slam me, if you allow slamming at your jiu-jitsu tournament, I am going to make fun of your jiu-jitsu tournaments.
That's fine.
Forever, because it's a public safety announcement.
It is.
If you're going to put on an unsafe tournament, then people should know what they're signing up for.
Yes,
I agree.
I agree 100%. I agree 100% with that. So it's that same gym, same area.
They moved, but yeah, same city.
Nice. Nice. I will definitely stop in and I love visiting new jiu-jitsu gyms. I actually posted on the page who's doing what schools are having open mats July 4th. It seems like there's a lot of open mats always the week of July 4th. It seems like every school opens the door up for open mats. So, are you doing an open mat, Code?
We have a list.
You getting the mic or you want me to pull it up?
I'll look.
No, on July 4th, my parents have a big cookout, so I usually have to go over early and help set up. It's a big family thing, so maybe I can sneak away.
A couple people wrote that they are. Let me check here. A couple schools wrote that they are having.
Yeah, it would take an hour and 15 minutes for me to get there, Cody.
It's a small price to pay.
It is.
Okay, schools that are having open mats are. See, you posted it. Jay Wadsworth is having Kinetics. Am I saying that correct?
Kinetics Combat Sports in
Yeah,
Jamestown, New York.
But they didn't write what day. I said July 4th weekend, so I don't know if it's July 4th. Darren Branch, Bill Jones school is, High Ground is, Mr. Thomas Hastings bullpen is, and Brett Snyder, Neto Gomez, BJJ. So they're all having it's a lot of open mats. It's if you're looking for a place to roll that week, there's a lot of open mats. I wonder. I think the next level might be doing an open mat. I don't know if time for change. I don't know if we're going to be doing an open mat, or for someone. I'm sure one of the schools around here will be having an open mat. So I'd like to go early, July 4th morning, go and roll. That'd be nice. Get an hour rolling in. Get some working out, and that'd be nice. So,
did you guys happen to catch the the contraband footage from the Eddie Bravo Invitational of Gary Tonin hitting
the scissor sweep?
Yeah.
Ryo Chonin flying scissor sweep?
Yeah,
leg scissor.
That was sick. Well, he tried doing that against Pablo.
Did he?
At one point, I think he tried it at one point earlier in the match. Or one of his matches, he tried it. Really early in the match, he tried. It was unsuccessful. Sure he did.
The footage was, it was like filmed on someone's phone from like a weird angle in the crowd, because I guess he had some sort of TV deal with it, so none of the matches have been released because it's like being broadcast online or on cable. But I'd love to see some more of those matches because the rule set was pretty interesting.
I think there are. I think they just released something, or there's some kind of video. Maybe it's a trailer for
I think I saw like a highlight trailer or something like that.
If you hear Eddie Bravo do the rules meeting, what he wants to do eventually, which I don't know if someone's. I mean, I hope Jiu-Jitsu does go to that point, but he's saying that like in the finals there'll be like $1 million prize. That's
Who's putting that money up?
Well, that's the thing. He was talking about it, and then at the end he's like, we don't have any sponsors yet, but
yeah.
But I think he was saying like, if you go full 15 minutes and no one submits each other, you both get like $10,000 each. But if you submit the guy, you get 25. And I was like,
that's incentive.
Some UFC fighters don't make 4,000.
Yeah.
Named UFC fighters don't make like 4,000.
It's an ambitious goal, that's for sure.
I love to see jiu-jitsu. I love to see guys that get paid for jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is a hard sport. If you do it competitively, it is a rough sport. You're constantly injured. It takes time from your everyday life if you want to be at the top of your game. I don't care what you say. If you think you can be the best at jiu-jitsu and train once a week, and it's not going to happen. You have to go and grind. Yeah. I mean, and not just jiu-jitsu. You have to do a lot of the cardio jiu-jitsu, the weightlifting part of jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of mental stuff. It's not for jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is for everyone, but
sport jiu-jitsu.
Professional chapter high level is not for everyone. It definitely isn't.
I'd rather teach and coach than compete at a high level, honestly. But that's just me. I like helping people.
Now, I think some of the guys.
I'm the other way. I'd rather be the number one competitor. That's about teaching people.
I think there was some money given out at the Eddie Bravo Invitational. I don't know.
Yeah, there was, but not the numbers he talks about it.
Yeah, it wasn't that, but it's always good to see another organization trying to pay people. But whatever your opinion of Eddie Bravo is, like the one thing that I've realized recently is like the dude is just an ambassador for jiu-jitsu. Like whatever it is that he's doing, he's trying to promote jiu-jitsu, and I think that's pretty cool.
But he gets a lot of hate.
He does. And I still wish I hadn't tried to learn rubber guard when I was like a 3-month white belt.
That's part of the white belt game.
Yeah.
Rubber guard.
But he does. I think he does a lot to try and improve.
A lot of people hate on him. I think because of the whole marijuana thing. because he's an advocate for it, and you know, I personally have nothing against marijuana. It's just if that's what you want to do when you roll. That's cool. That's your thing.
I think people could pick a lot of reasons why they hate Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
You know, because he beat Hoyler. He beat Hoyler twice.
Sound.
He made up silly names for a system. You know, he's no-gi only, or you know, I mean, no, he trains in the gi, but he loves no-gi. I don't know. There's probably a lot of reasons that you can dislike
the names are a little weird though, like crackhead control. I can't remember that many names. I can't.
That's the one that pops into my head though. The crackhead control. If I had to name one position,
I know.
That's the one that I remember.
Well, there's Zombie, there's Liberty, there's the Truck. Isn't it one with the Truck?
Yeah.
There's the double bag or tea bag, or isn't there something like a double bag, or
I don't know.
Double bag.
In our gym we call a mounted triangle a nut roll. So I'm picturing something close to that.
That's pretty much what it is. It's a nut roll. Right in your fucking face.
That's right.
But I don't know. I like Eddie Bravo. I think he's a pioneer. You know, he's done a lot for the sport. And the thing is, and I'm a big Hoyler Gracie fan. I like Hoyler. I'm a big I like Hoyler. I'm a big Hoyler Gracie fan. So. Not that my opinion matters. I'm a big Hoyler Gracie fan. So, and I like to see a third rematch with those guys. With no time limit. I'd like to see. I'd love to see. I don't think that's ever going to happen in our lifetime. I don't think those two will ever compete again.
Yeah, it's over. What do you think would have happened if time wouldn't have expired? Like in that weird stalemate position that they were in. Like I don't think Eddie could have cranked on Hoyler's knee or ankle or leg any more than he already had.
Oh.
And like they weren't really in a like. I think Eddie could have held it forever, but I don't know that he could have submitted it for it. What would have happened if at the time?
Well, either he would have did serious damage to his knee, and eventually he'd
have to give up.
He'd have to give up, or he would just be able to.
He wouldn't be able to defend.
He wouldn't be able to defend it much better, and he would catch him with something eventually, or he would burn himself out from going for that move, and Hoyler would come back and beat him. So you never know. That's why.
Well, even if he had him even if he had the top side again, we saw what happened when he had the top the entire match. He got locked down and then electric chaired, even though that didn't really bother him because Hoyler's flexible.
Yeah, he was super flexible.
I tried to do that on somebody last week. It didn't work out.
What, the electric chair?
Yeah.
The electric chair. You have to practice that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a move that you need to. It's something you need. It's a move. It's a nice move. I love the electric chair. It's a legit move. You just gotta practice a lot.
Yeah. I've been trying to work a lot of half guard and deep half stuff.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
So
it's good. Expand your game. You should.
Instead of just waiting for someone to take my side and then I'll escape it somehow.
Yeah, definitely gotta add to your game.
Jiu-jitsu is fun. It's like you add stuff all the time. Just pick something you like and do it for a month, and then do another thing the next month. And
that's what I do. Every month at the gym, I try to stick to like something, a new defense, a new sweep, and a new submission. That's what I try to do. I mean, a lot of times I'll end up tapping because I'm trying to. I just want to do that one thing, and I'm just like, oh man, there we go. I got to tap again too. But I'll still go back to the same move. No matter how many times I get tapped, I'll still try to get that one sweep or one move.
Yeah.
I'm hard-headed. Cody, you work on anything new in your gym? Are you guys going over anything?
Nothing specific. I'm just there. I'm just kind of like trying to be relaxed and enjoying my training instead of, I think a lot of times I get too caught up in always wanting to improve something. And my knee is still 6 months in, not healthy enough to really worry too much about trying to get better at something. So just hanging out.
So is my injuries. It's my leg. I still can't feel my leg. Unfortunately, I can't feel it from my ankle up to my thigh. I can't feel anything. and
That's not good.
no, it's not. I'm getting used to it now. It's when I roll, like I had somebody in a triangle a couple days ago, and I didn't realize I was cranking that hard. You know, and I didn't even think I have it in. I just don't feel like I know I'm squeezing my leg. I just can't feel how much I'm squeezing it because there's literally no feeling. It's really weird. So just another long line of my injuries.
I just got a text message that said that technically Bravo didn't beat Hoyler Gracie the second time. So we've got some listeners out there. And,
technically they're right.
And they are correct. He did not beat him. It was a draw.
Not by the rules.
He did not. Yes, he did not win.
You know what? They are right because by the rules, you know, who knows? Who knows? What if Hoyler Gracie let him? He knew how flexible he was. He's like, let him get that on me. I'm not going to tap it. Just let him get tired. So you never know. That's why there needs to be a third match, no time limit.
So we don't have to talk about who we would have picked as a winner.
To the death.
And I picked Hoyler that second match.
I wanted Hoyler.
I said it on here. You can go back and check. I said it on here. And I thought Hoyler was going to win. And
I really don't think anyone, or definitely not the majority, would have guessed that it would have gone down like that.
You know what? Props to Eddie. He made me a believer after that. I'm not gonna lie. I was still not a believer of his. I liked his jiu-jitsu. I've used his jiu-jitsu. I just still wasn't a believer of his style against Hoyler second time around would work, and I was proven wrong. Eddie is definitely the man. I like his shit.
Well, Eddie like developed and changed things as time went on. Did Hoyler really do much changing? Like, has he like? You said like the Brazilians down in Brazil don't like the new stuff. Like, has Hoyler adapted to new stuff, or is he still using old stuff?
You know what? Some of the old stuff does work. Because look at Kron Gracie.
Well, yeah.
Look at Kron Gracie. He uses his dad's old style jiu-jitsu, and he's beating top level guys. So the old stuff does work. No matter what we say, the old stuff does work because Kron Gracie shows you that it does work. And a lot of like I'm trying to say what other guys still use like older style, like a lot of the the Rivera brothers. They use an older style jiu-jitsu, and it still works in modern time. And you can see it in their younger guys like Justin Rader,
Mm-hmm.
Lovato. A lot of those guys, they use that older style jiu-jitsu, and it still works. So it's old jiu-jitsu still works, believe it or not. Even though I love the new stuff, old jiu-jitsu still does work. It's just it's repetition, training, and drilling. A lot of drilling. So.
Yeah, and Bravo had a good answer for the knee slide pass that he basically knew Hoyler was going to use because that's like his signature move.
And the rape choke he was dropping on him.
Yeah.
If you're in his interview, he was acting like he was uncomfortable the whole time, and he said he really wasn't. Because after all, you're used to someone always. You're used to having hands around your neck. It's something you're used to. It's just.
Stay calm and do your work.
You're just used to this movement of always. Someone putting a forearm in your neck. You're just used to it after a while. It's just something that. So. That's real. I like to see at the next Metamoris. I like to see Kron Gracie and Keenan. I'd like to see that match.
That'd be cool.
That would be a cool match. I would. I think they need to add a couple more minutes to their 20-minute format. I like to see it go 30 minutes.
30 or 25.
Oh, I'll take 5 more if that's all you can get. I'll take 25, but I'd like to see it go a little longer. I'd like to see go a little longer. I think that would be interesting.
As long as they have Marcelo Garcia, I don't care who his opponent is. I want to see Marcelo Garcia at a Metamoris sometimes.
I don't think he's ever going to compete again. I don't think it's financially it's in his best interest.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have to.
Yeah, I think if he has one bad showing, it will be he'll get Hoyler Gracie. Let's go ahead and say that I think Hoyler Gracie got a little bit of a bad reputation after that match, and I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I think it's more of a couple of his followers and like
his brother.
There was his brother,
Yeah.
And I guess there is an actual video of that is going to be released. There's an actual video of Hoyler Gracie confronting Eddie. So and there's always two sides to that story. So I'd like to see I'd like to see that video.
So so I know we don't talk about MMA here, but Chael Sonnen retiring for PEDs.
I did see that. Well, yeah. What's with all the steroid use and
Well, I mean, maybe these guys can't get it up anymore, and they're using testosterone. Who knows? I think
that's what I need, huh?
Yeah, I think
I can get it up. I can get it.
I think like the problem was it wasn't the PEDs this time. It was a product that people use for fertility. So if you come off testosterone, if you take testosterone for a prolonged period, your natural testosterone will no longer come back. So you have to do something to control the estrogen, so you don't grow boobs and lose your voice and all this other stuff. So you don't turn into a girl, pretty much. And I guess he was on that stuff, and it showed up hot on the drug test. And so I guess he figured it was just easier to retire and continue to do whatever he's doing than to, try to make an argument for it. So.
Well, I think in jiu-jitsu there's a lot of steroid use too.
Oh yeah.
I was watching a couple of these guys at the Worlds last week, and it was you could tell some of these guys were definitely juiced up.
Look at the ADCC competitors. A lot of those guys are ripped out of their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Do you who do you think's on steroids, Cody? That guy just threw the ball to you.
Man.
Just threw it, and I just walked away. I'm like, who do you think's on? Hey, well, Kyle Terrio, it was a couple years back. He called everyone out. He was calling people out that they were all on the bomba.
Well, as odd as this sounds, I'm pretty sure Jeff Glover openly admits to being on steroids. He's certainly not the guy that you would expect to be using steroids.
Really, I'd never heard that.
I read that somewhere that he's very open about it, and he uses it basically for recovery. So if you've got a guy that looks like Jeff Glover that uses some dosage of steroids, and hell, it could be very minimal, but I mean he's very unmuscular. So if he's using, then who else is? Everybody? Probably.
Well, who is exactly is doing testing for steroids that Gabby Garcia got stripped for all her titles and stuff last year?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm not sure. They tested.
The IBJJ is doing random testing. I guess they're doing it right before the tournaments.
So they didn't? Did they do a test before Worlds last week?
I don't think so.
Then what's the point?
They tested after a major tournament last year once, and they tested some of the random winners at the black belt divisions, and everybody tested everybody tested negative, so everybody passed the test. But I can't remember if it was Pans or Worlds that they did that last year. But I don't think they did anything with the Worlds this year.
So
if everybody tested positive, everybody, would they throw that rule out the window?
I think so. That would be good for business.
Just didn't happen.
Yeah.
They crossed that one off the list.
Well, I think if they're going to start doing random drug testing, do you think that maybe they're trying to take steps to get jiu-jitsu into the Olympics?
Jiu-jitsu will never be in the Olympics. I'll tell you right now, jiu-jitsu will never ever be an Olympic sport.
I know. Ever. I mean, they took out wrestling, and judo is only exciting because you throw someone down. Jiu-jitsu is very grinding.
Actually, wrestling is back at the Olympics.
Yeah, I know. They brought it back, but still, they're trying to remove combat sports from the Olympics.
Yeah, I don't think it should be in the Olympics because I think the Olympic Committee would do
terrible things.
Something stupid.
Like
what
it
they
would
did
turn
to
into
judo.
where you can't even double leg a guy now.
Right.
It's almost like Greco with a gi on.
So I would think it's in the best interest to leave it as is and keep it out of the Olympics.
But not only that, I mean, go to grappling tournaments. There's not that many fans in the stand. There's we were talking about. I mean, look at ADCC that was in China. There was, I think it was just the people that worked there were there. Like the guy that was cleaning the gym sat there and was like, hey,
I think that's because it was in China.
Yeah, that.
If you look at the one that was in England or
the highlight film that Stuart Cooper put together.
Yeah,
but China's where is like the motherland of martial arts.
Yeah, but it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu, not Chinese jiu-jitsu.
Not Chinese kung fu.
It's still a form of fighting. It's just weird. It's just I don't know.
They have 10,000.
It's still a form of fighting.
They have 10,000 kinds of kung fu that they go to learn, not instead of one style of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So
that's true. It's just
If it was
no,
Japan,
no, it was in England. 2 years before that,
Yeah.
there still weren't that many people there.
I don't know. It looked pretty crowded from that Stuart Cooper highlight.
I think Japan
And
would get a lot of people.
And I remember I bought the live stream. I don't know, maybe it's just the live stream I had. It didn't seem like it was that.
I would think that if it was in the United States, it would draw a large crowd right
That
now.
too.
Yeah,
It was in New Jersey in like 2005 maybe, and then in California another year.
Yeah, but even look at the Worlds that was in California. You know, it's all people that either their gym was close to there in California, they went, or it was people that were competing the other days and they came to watch. So it's not like someone just drove booked a flight to California to go watch the Worlds.
That's true.
That is true. But then on the other side, you know, you have events like Metamoris that, you know, sold out an entire event center.
Yeah.
So,
And they have Hollywood stars where they're watching it.
right.
Yeah. Well, Metamoris hyped everything up for the past couple months too, and like, even though Jiu-Jitsu has grown and stuff like that, a lot of people I'm sure still don't know about the ADCC unless they are grappling. Like the ADCC, I didn't even know where the ADCC like was. All I knew was like I looked up ADCC and got Abu Dhabi Combat Club.
I think it was a little unorganized this year because it was supposed to be in Brazil. Because it was like I think it was like the 10-year anniversary of ADCC or I don't remember, but it was supposed to be in Brazil, and then they had to change it last minute and ended up in China.
That's a heck of a change at last minute.
Yeah, that sucks. Remember Gary was talking about how awful it was when he came on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys that won definitely, you know, missed out on a better trip. You know, if they had
for sure
gotten to go to Brazil.
Well, we've been running kind of long.
Yeah.
I think Mike got his text message.
Yep. Time to wrap her up.
Spend
next Thursday.
Yep.
Tune in next week for episode 21. Until then, we'll catch you guys later.
We're legal to drink next week.
Yes, we are.
All right, everybody, have a good week. Have a good night. We'll see ya.